I'm Sherry Henley here with Kim Garmon Hummel, and drum roll on the Hummel, you recently married, and we are on Business Over Coffee TV. It's so great to be with you here today. We're coming to you from Mississippi today. Our headquarters is in Memphis, and we are international. So go to our website, businessovercoffee.com, set up your profile so you can see what's going on here, because it's awesome, but we're bringing it to you around the world. In addition, we have Kim Garmon, who is a fabulous photographer. Been taking photos, and all of these interviews, there's been snap, snap, snap. So I'm hoping there's some snap going on during your interview today with the studio audience right now. And Core Studios is what you do. Break that down for us.
Well, I specialize in lifestyle and commercial photography, as well as graphic design and art. And
Graphic design and art, what's the difference?
Well, the graphic design is where I can take the photos that we've created in your session, logo creation if that's needed, and create elements to market your brand, your business, your personality, whatever it is that we're selling on the commercial end. And then on the lifestyle end, you know, I have a lot of clients who do Christmas cards every year or holiday cards. I custom design
family
cards.
shoots,
Yeah,
that type
the family
of
shoot, lay them out. So it's a little, you know, it's a better quality paper than you're going to get at your Sam's Club or anything like that. And it's going to be designed that's just yours. Nobody else is going to have the same layout with their pictures up next to Aunt Betty's Christmas cards.
We all
on
have
the
an
wall.
Aunt Betty, right?
My mom's name's Betty. So,
Yes.
So, but the art, I really enjoy shooting ordinary things in a way that brings life to them, or shooting things that maybe aren't so ordinary in a really good light, in a different light.
Let me break that down in my mind, wrap my brain around that. So what you're talking about is more nature oriented?
I just recently did a shoot in downtown Memphis, and I just went around and shot some different things that were either tourist type things that they would be drawn to, or
BB
you know,
King,
people
Mud Island,
people who just love this city, and you can blow it up in a huge canvas and hang it on your wall.
Yes.
The pyramid. I took some really cool shots. I can't wait to get them up of the. It's 6. We have a lawyer here. She can answer if that's okay.
Absolutely.
6.
Yes.
It's the 6 law, like the people around the courthouse. It's like justice and peace, and I can't think of their names.
I don't know. We're calling on the intellect here in the studio audience. But you took photos around the courthouse,
and they can be used either in a law office as art on the wall, or stock photography. So if you're needing images for your website, or for print, because like they're high res, great quality.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But there's just a lot of different things you can do with it.
That's great. I love that aspect of what you do. You're so creative. Also, in your photography, you can tell that you're a creative person. You're not just going to snap a photo. You're going to climb on things. You're going to do whatever you need to do to get the right shot. And you do a lot of professional shoots. You do headshots. You've worked with NABO, National Association of Women Business Owners. A shout out to NABO Memphis. Also, we have NABO Nashville that sponsors this show as well. And so you work with them on a monthly basis with their photography and so forth. You've worked with Business Over Coffee International. You've worked with the Prosperity Series. You got a call yesterday from a very major group, WeBack South, as a possibility. So people are coming out of the woodwork for your services. So tell us what differentiates you from other photographers.
Well, I have to quote my mentor Terry Murphy now.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't put this into words for myself, but she said recently that working with me is different because it's instead of just working with a photographer, it's working with an artist. And it is. I mean, she said I can't help but separate myself from seeing it that way. And I can't separate myself so much that I didn't even realize that was true.
That is very true. And Terry Murphy, she's like
godmother.
What do you call it? The cherry on top. You know, I mean, she like tops things off like that. Where we're talking about your artistry, because not only are you a photographer, a graphic designer, where you also take photography for art as well that can be hung on a wall. In addition to that, you are a singer and a songwriter, and you are a fabulous singer. You sang for us at the Bringing Everyone Together Day, and a lot of people didn't get to hear that. So can you just sing a line for us?
I didn't bring a guitar.
Okay, so you usually like your guitar, okay? So you create your own music and you sing. So tell us about your songs, your songwriting, and so forth.
You know, I started writing songs when I was a kid, and I would just write a melody and words, and I took them down to my parents and sang them, and when you're a kid, your heart's on your sleeve, and you really pour your emotions into things. And so I went and sang a song for my parents, and my dad said, "That's good, Kim, but that sounds like everything else that's on the radio, and you need to write something different." And I was like 7. I didn't know what that meant. I just couldn't wrap my head around that, and so I really held it in for many, many years. And then in 2009, I got divorced. And just everything that led up to that kind of came to a head, and it was either write some songs or go to therapy. Sure. And since I was broke, I wrote some songs.
There you go. Can you give us a line of one of them? During that time, that had to be a healing process for you.
Yeah. Gosh, there were so many. There were some that were just for me to like understand myself.
Sure.
I think my favorite, as far as just lyrically, that comes to mind right now is I wrote one called Inevitable Sabotage. And the first verse of it is, "I'm a little bit simple, but I'm not plain. Things are complicated, and you like them that way. I'm a walking contradiction. What you see is what you get." And then the next verse says, "You say I'm crazy, but I'm just a little bit less sane. You say I'm falling, but gravity always does me that way."
Oh wow!
So
I like it. Ooh, I got chill bumps. I love it. I love it. Next time we do this, I want you to bring your guitar.
Okay.
So you can sing.
Okay.
Will you do that?
Sure.
Okay. So now let's talk about why you're in this chair, and ChorusStudios.com. Go there. You definitely want to connect with Kim Garmon Hummel. Which, by the way, before we go to that next subject, you just got married. Tell us about it.
In September. My husband Brady is amazing. He's the reason that I've been able to step into Encore Studios as my full-time gig. It's always been my side baby, with all these dreams floating in my head of I could do this or I could do that, and now it's I can do this and I can do that. So that's where I'm at with Encore Studios.
Right.
It's great. You know,
it's great to have your husband as your main supporter, not only financially, but it sounds like emotionally as well, that he pushes you to be the best you can be. He allows you to spread your wings and fly.
He does.
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, he does. He's very attentive that way. Sometimes overly so, I won't lie. Sometimes I'm like, just leave me alone, I don't want to.
You go.
But I'm the kind of person that needs that. He's,
yes.
He's the yin to my yang. I needed him in my life so bad.
The yin to your yang. Oh my goodness, I've heard it all. Okay, so you have children as well.
I do. I have a 7-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl.
Yes.
So, well, I think we have the 10-year-old girl thing in common, don't we?
We do. Yeah. We do. Absolutely. We've got to get them together. So now we're going to talk about why you're in this chair. We met through NABO Memphis, and then, of course, we crossed paths many times with Business Over Coffee International and so forth. And you and I sat down over coffee one day talking about how we could collaborate, talking about the collaboration in business, the book that we did, or the power of collaboration in business, and how we could collaborate, how we could connect, where it would be a win-win for both Business Over Coffee International and for Encore Studios, and for Sherry Henley Intelligence, and for Kim Garmon Hummel, okay? So there were several different prongs to this, and after about an hour of talking, we landed on the program that we have, which is the Professional Boost Program. And from your experience so far, you've been in it about a month, tell us what you're gleaning from this.
Well, it's just access to so much knowledge, and gosh, I don't even know how to, it just blows my mind that you can help in such a way that is exactly what I need at this moment in my life.
I love that.
With just going to the full-time with Encore Studios, there's a lot that you take on behind the scenes, being a business owner instead of being a hobbyist. I mean, I was unfortunately, I did a lot of hobbyist stuff.
Yes. And you're talking about the sales aspect of it.
Sales,
you're talking about setting your pricing,
marketing, setting pricing, making sure that I'm factoring in all the details so that at the end of the day, I'm making a buck instead of losing 3.
There you go. Yes, you're monetizing what you do.
Right.
So that, and we all know that when you start a business, that even 3 years into it, you're just really starting to
Turn a profit,
But when you have a program like this, Professional Boost program, and you have a Terry Murphy, Terri, Murphy.info, that is actually mentoring you, and then I have the privilege of being the program director, and then you have Sean Carroll Sandy, who's also going to work with you on your sales strategy.
Yes. I mean, just amazing people.
Yes, and today you had Carolyn Bindle that was here, who is a certified Fashion Academy director and so forth, and she also writes for the Commercial Appeal. She has a column in the Commercial Appeal for fashion, and she wants to talk to you about color analysis and has offered you a $500 program.
Yeah.
Yes. And so these are things that have happened just in 4 weeks. You also have someone else coming on board. Remind me of who that was.
Nita
Black. Yes, absolutely. MountainMomentum.com. And she is working with you on your business plan. And then we have the expert Deborah Norwood, who you guys have been dialoguing today about a lot of things, so I haven't kept up with those conversations. But she's an attorney, she is Laughter Lawyer USA, all of those things. So you actually have all these experts right here looking at you to promote you. And that's why it's called the Professional Boost Program. And so I get very passionate about it because this is something that really is dear to my heart. And it's a 6-month-long program. So take us into a little more of the analytical side of where you win and also what you gain. So for instance, you have certain things that you do with the program where you keep up with your time and so forth. You volunteer so many hours. And then you also have times where you go out and you're mentored and you get to be spotlighted at the Prosperity Series or something like that. So how is that aspect working for you and working through the ins and the outs of the program?
Well, it's great because it's on-the-job training. So whether I'm being mentored or just doing a task that you see fit to assign me because it fits my talent,
Sure.
It's working and building my skills,
Right.
flexing my creative muscles,
Right.
and or at the same time receiving wisdom and knowledge that's imparted
Sure.
to me,
Sure.
regardless of, there's kind of an overlap,
Yes, there is.
especially for me because I just love the opportunity of a challenge to.
And you bring so much to the table for us as well. So that's the beauty of the Professional Boost program, is that we bring all that we just talked about to the table for you to boost you.
Yeah.
And you give back by taking photography, by for the Business Over Coffee events, by coming out and working with me on hanging curtains and setting up studios and all these things. And so we get to really connect not only on a professional level, but on a personal level as well. And that's so important because now you have accountability. Now you have people you can go to that are really your mentors. And so it's very exciting to have you on board. And you received a call yesterday from one of our executive council talking to you about possibly coming out and doing an event. So I already see things that are happening and business coming on board and all of that. And real quick before we go, on the 5th Thursday, which is January 30th, it's coming right up. We're in 2014 right now, if you're watching this in 6 months from now. Anyway, January 30th at the Germantown Great Hall and Conference Center. Thank you. Yes, we are going to be there for the 5th Thursday seminar. And it's going to be me and Shelley Bauer that will be speaking. And we're going to talk about optimizing your influence online and offline. But you are also offering something to individuals who buy a ticket to that event. What are you offering?
Well, something that's near and dear to my heart is making sure that people present themselves as professionally as possible online. We're really good at presenting ourselves professionally offline, and it's so cliche but true that you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Absolutely.
And we are making virtual first impressions repeatedly every day on LinkedIn. And I believe that everyone, if you are on LinkedIn, you need a professional headshot. Not just
Absolutely.
professional looking, but done by a professional.
Yes.
Namely
Right.
me.
There you go. Now, if they're in New York, what do you can refer them to someone?
I can refer them to someone, or hey, I mean, if we want to work out travel, I haven't ever been to New
There
York
you
City,
go.
and I'd love to go.
There you go. I love the spunk.
But for the folks who are attending the Fifth Thursday seminar,
Yes.
I'm offering my executive headshot session at 50% off.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's normally $375, and
What does that entail? Your
Well,
executive
it's
headshots.
it's an hour-long session with me where it's an hour long of shooting time, and then beforehand we'll communicate so that I can understand your profession, your personality, and your passion, and try to incorporate all of those into your session. So you're walking away with not only your standard headshot that looks
Sure.
great in a thumbnail
Right.
on Facebook and
Sure.
LinkedIn and social
Right.
media, but you're also walking away in control of your professional image, because I'm going to equip you with the tools that you need to take charge of it. So when the commercial appeal calls and wants to do a piece on you in their business section, instead of having that commercial appeal photographer come out and maybe or maybe not take a picture that sheds you in the
Right.
best light,
Right.
you're going to have a photo from your executive headshot session where you can say, I don't need you to come, I'll send you the file. And I'm going to have it already optimized and ready for
Right.
you to send to the CA or whoever
Absolutely.
it is.
And also the press kits and the
Right.
one-sheeters and all of those things, people can hire you to do those things for
Absolutely.
them with their media kit, because it all goes hand in hand. In fact, that's something we've been talking about with the Professional News Program. You're doing one for me right now.
I am. I'm working on one for you.
All right, so thank you so much for being
Thank you
here
for having me.
today, and you will be seeing a lot more of Kim Garmon Hummel. I encourage you to go to AncoraStudios.com, that's ANCORA Studios.com, and check her out, because she is not only beautiful, but she is fabulous at what she does in photography and in art. So until next time, continue bringing everyone together.